that is the end of the Lex check. Now I want to get into the hot take for this episode. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to give a little disclaimer. I was not as prepared with this as I wanted to. So today, instead of the written out, thought out hot take that I've been doing the past couple of times, this one is going to be straight off the dome, but I do have a little bit of help. So, of course, I went to the DJ Power Summit in ATL over the weekend. And one of the panelists / moderators was Deb Antney, which is Waka Flocka's mom. And it was a part of the Women in Hip Hop Women Empowerment panel that was on day 3 of the summit. And this one particular part that she said, because I did record all of the audio, but this one particular part really resonated with me. And I thought it was fitting that I pair this audio with the hot take for today, because this is bouncing off of the hot take of the toxic beauty trends that I talked about in the last LexChat. Okay, so let's listen to what Miss Deb, Aunt Deb, however you want to call her, Miss Deb Antney, let's listen to what she had to say.
I stand on mine, okay? 10 toes down, crossed over, bunion, whatever. I stand on mine, okay? Nobody's gonna do, you're not doing what you want to do with me. I'm not falling victim to whatever it is that's there. Or because this one do it now, I got to go do that because they did it. No, you're gonna do mine. I'm the trendsetter. I like you following behind me. And that's what y'all have to understand, who you are. Be comfortable in your skin. Don't think y'all gotta lay on that table and get chopped up for somebody to acknowledge and recognize you. You don't have to do that. The beauty lies within you.
That's it. Has to.
Not your body. What's inside of that body? What's the makeup inside of that body? And if that's all you have to offer, when that's over with, then what you gonna do after that? Right. You think about all these women that's selling sex, and this is what's going on. Their days is numbered. After that, what's the life after that? That's what you have to think about.
And that is something that I think about a lot, you know? What comes after the sex has been sold? I think, unfortunately, what happens with women in the industry, because I've even been through it myself. I've been approached by certain men in the industry and they try to sell me this fantasy. They try to sell me on, yeah, I can get you wherever you need to be, baby. You want to be bigger, you need to roll with me. You want to be better, you need to get a couple of shots in your butt. You need to get a little BBL. I'll pay for it for you. And they really think it's cute. Some guys really think it's cute to offer to pay for me to get a BBL. Not realizing, this is a side note from the hot take, but not realizing that you're basically telling me that I'm not good enough, because if I could stand to have a little more here, then you would pay for that. Like, you're telling me you don't like me as I am naturally. And I have a problem with that. Why do guys think it's cute? Some guys think it's cute to tell a woman that he would pay for a BBL. I guess because there's too many birds out here really letting men believe that a BBL is supposed to make me happy. Have you seen the recovery process for a BBL? But anyway, this is something, what Miss Deb said is something that I definitely think about all of the time. And the hot take is that all of these artists who sold their bodies and were overly sexual. Sorry, I don't know what that was. That was like a kid. It's my cat. So anyway, all of these artists who are out here selling their bodies and being overly sexual and feeling like they have to portray this image to get on or to push numbers, right? They're not going to be around in 5 years, in 3 years, maybe even not even next year, maybe not even in the next 6 months. You know why? Because that's all you focused on as an artist. You didn't put enough focus on, like, it is important as an artist to be a brand. Your brand is your entire look. Your brand is your hair, it's your makeup, it's your nails, it's your outfit, it's your body. It's, are you maintaining yourself? Are you maintaining your shape? All of those things play a role in your brand as an artist, and especially if you are a female artist. For some reason, the men do not get it as bad as the women, but the women have to present ourselves a certain way. And if we don't, we are not likely to be as successful. Beauty in the industry is directly linked to how much success you will get. And a lot of people will even say the most mediocre of women will get more attention and more accolades in the industry because they're beautiful over someone who has more talent, more bars, more lyrical acrobatics, but is maybe not as attractive, right? Or maybe doesn't have the right skin color or the skin tone. Colorism, that's a whole nother conversation. But my hot take is that all of the rappers who all they have to talk about is their P word and how good it is, how wet it is, or how they're always taking money from men and using men, y'all are not going to be around for the long run, because that's not the kind of music that builds communities. That's the kind of music that destroys communities. And y'all are being used as pawns to portray a certain agenda, to push a certain agenda and portray Black people to be in a certain light that not all of us are like that. We certainly do have those types in our community. Yes, that's true. But that is not what all Black people are. And it gives all Black people a bad name to constantly have this agenda being pushed. The people who make the music about killing and taking someone else's woman and cheating and having sneaky links and just doing all these immoral things, y'all are not going to be around for a long time, and your music is not timeless. Anybody who felt like they had to sell sex or sell violence and drugs to be successful, you might get your money in the short run, but you are not going to be around for the long run, and your impact will be dissolved in a matter of months because you made no real musical impact. You got in and you got out real quick. That's not what music is supposed to be about. Music is supposed to be about encouraging people and pushing people towards a certain mindset. Music has a lot of influence. And unfortunately, a lot of the music that's being pushed out or has been pushed out in the past 5 to 10 years, it has been very detrimental. And there's been no balance. And the community is a reflection of this. And it's really sad. And for the women who felt like they have to push sex to sell their records, that means you're only going to be as hot as your body for however long that is. And a lot of y'all keep getting these surgeries and putting foreign things into your body. Your body is going to reject you. I don't know how many years it's going to take, but your body is going to reject you, and it's going to sag. It's going to be infected. It's going to look weird. It's going to look gross, and nobody is going to want you after all of the hard work and money you put into making your body something be desirable that's going to be out of fashion within a year. But what's going to stick around is your legacy. What are you leaving behind for us to hold on to that is you, that is bettering the world, or just showing that you became a better person over time? Because music doesn't always have to be as deep as, wanting world peace, but it should at least be about the peace within yourself. You mean to tell me that all you ever valued yourself at was talking about how wet your P word was, or boasting about how you could get a bunch of money out of a man? It must be a special kind of hell to talk about things that are not going to serve you for your future, and to talk about things that are actually making people look at you a certain way. And so that when you do get to a point in your life when you're ready to settle down and you're ready to take somebody serious, nobody's going to take you seriously because of what you've been putting out into the universe all of these years. That's what we have to think about. Not just as women, but every artist. But since I am a woman, I guess I should keep it on the aspect of a woman. If all you ever put out is sex, that's all you're ever going to get. And your music is only going to last as long as you can continue to put out sexy content. And for women, you have maybe 10 years. Maybe. And if your bars cannot carry you through your physical decline, then you're just going to be wiped out of the history books. So I hope this hot take makes sense. I want artists to make great music again and stop making music just because you want to fit into a trend and come up real quick off of some money. Because it's trendy right now. That's what's pushing numbers. What about your responsibility as an artist to become better every day? And in turn, hopefully encourage other people to become better instead of destroying the people who support you. Because that's really what it comes down to as well. And I know this hot take is kind of all over the place, but that's where my mind goes. And it stems from, I want women to see themselves as more than just sexual objects, as more than just wet P words. Because after the sex is sold, what do you have left? And that's all I have to say about that, because I don't want to ramble. I feel like that was pretty rambly. But yeah, let me know what you think about that hot take. We're going to get into the Lex chat after these messages.